Your activity reports that come out once a month, say how many volunteers participated. We take a little pride in, and this is probably a good example of it, we don't just look for volunteers. And we don't just look for instruments. People look and they say, wow, you must really have a passion for music.
Yeah.
Not really. Like to listen to it. It's nice, brings enjoyment in my life, but this whole program isn't about the music, it's about youth development. It's helping kids get, like, music, art. There's some things that if people have access to it, it's going to make a long impression in their life.
Yeah, so that basically answers our
question, why a music thing?
Yeah, some people don't, like Eminem, Madonna, Kid Rock. No, I shouldn't say Kid Rock. But some of these people may not have done very well in the high school band.
Yeah.
But you give them an instrument and they can go in the basement by themselves or whatever, and they can come out very creative that if they have not had that opportunity, we never even know they're out there.
Yeah.
So it's all about youth development. And getting back to the volunteerism, every volunteer that comes through here, we try to make it into a learning experience for them. Not just, come in and help us and go out. And that's why we try to do things like this. Or when certain questions come up, if there's something that we can, make it more of a, a fun and learning experience at the same time, then that's really part of our mission too. It's just it's not just about music.
So, what are your plans in the future of Charity of Music? How far do you think it'll go, and what have inspired you to volunteer or start the program or the foundation?
Right now, our long-range goals is to get more young people involved. We're, what did Barry always
like
say?
Us?
We're basically concept guys. Like I retired from General Dynamics. I was a senior staff industrial engineer, so I know all about doing more with the same, doing the same with less, a lot of that type of thing. Barry's an entertainment guy, knows everything there is about entertainment. Other guys know everything about banking, about different things. We're putting all this together in these plans, so it's just a working document, and trying to just get younger people involved so we can hand it over to them.
Yeah.
It's not, and that's really what it's all about. It is figuring out a way to help cultivate the next crop of not only upcoming artists, but and upcoming volunteers, but also people that might want to make it a career, being in the nonprofit field. Another thing, volunteers and nonprofit. 10% of all the jobs in the working force are nonprofit organizations. And no, you'll never hear that. When they say, oh, the such and such cars factory is turning down, closing this and that, we're losing X amount of jobs. But you never hear them saying, oh, wow, this is great, we just got a new nonprofit organization in our area. When some of the elected officials hear a nonprofit is moving into the area, they have this perception that, there's too many poverty, too many bad things going on that these people have to come in and help out. But it's really not. A lot of it has to do with the volunteerism. There's a lot of things that nonprofits can do that aren't really related to poverty and things like that. That was another thing about getting started. And when we first started in Michigan, especially with the unemployment rate and the homeless, different things like that, what we were doing was pretty far down at the food chain. And when we'd go to these other nonprofit association conferences and things, and there were people doing the homeless, McRisks, different things like that, we felt like we weren't really doing too much. Here we are with musical instruments. That's like, we should be helping people that are starving and stuff like that. So we didn't feel like what we were doing was that important, so we weren't really publicizing it that much. When we went down to Nashville, we were there a while back, for the flood victims. And what happened there was, in Nashville, that was Memphis, but in Nashville, they have it's called the Bible Belt. On every other corner, there's a church. And those churches are basically taking care of the food and shelter for the people. When they had the flood, you didn't even hear too much about it in the news because they were busy taking care of themselves. But no one was doing this thing with the instruments, so we were so well received. It's wow, this is. So we spent a couple of years, outside of Michigan, and this last time we were down there for the flood victims. They gave us presented us with a Grand Ole Opry guitar signed by Charlie Daniels. And the last time we went back they invited us to the Country Music Awards. We stayed on overnight for the actual taping of his country music Christmas special that came out. On that trip, they presented us with a fiddle from Charlie Daniels. So we're doing a lot down there. Michigan has a big musical history with Motown and all, with Eminem and these current ones, especially like Kid Rock's doing good down there.
Yeah.
And we just kind of take it for granted. But people outside of Michigan, they just think it's great. I mean, the Motown, when you say you're from Michigan, it's either Kid Rock or Motown or Madonna, Eminem. They just think it's, wow, that's, you're lucky to be from Michigan.
Yeah.
We kind of look. I said, Michigan. They say, yeah, you're lucky,
What?
So it's amazing. And that's what we're trying to do is get that whole flavor about our history of music and get the groups working together, like, all the different venues, the jazz and all this stuff. So we're having a lot of fun with it too.
I told you you'd get all the information you want.
Yeah.
Well, we're good. You basically answered everything.
Yeah.
Well, no, this is it. I'm sure I haven't. I'm sure there's a lot of things Barry could, throw back in there that I just kind of skimmed the surface. I just skimmed the surface.
That's it?
Well, I think you did
What
the
are some
whole
other
lake.
good ideas?
He's good.
What's this? Our
Thank
holiday
you
connection.
guys very much.
This is the holiday connection. Something that's Gardner White every year puts out this holiday connection in conjunction with Fox 2. And what it is, it's a directory about 100 nonprofits, and we're
Volunteer
proud,
programs?
and we're proud to be in here. And they have a little wish list at the back. It lists what they're looking for. Some are looking for volunteers, by the way.
That's really cool.
And this booklet is where people can keep it all year.
Do we have one of those books?
Yes, I'd like to present you with it as one of the official. Actually, it's one of the. Matter of fact, what makes this one so neat?
He's going to autograph
It's
it.
one of the autographed
Yeah.
It doesn't write on that.
copies. You can enjoy later.
All right.
Thank you guys very
Can I put my
much.
name on
Of
there?
course.
All right.
Of
Yeah, if you put
course.
mine, it'd be a duplicate.
That's right. Well,
Gotta put the
But then
glasses
we can-
on.
That's
we
why
can
I gotta
figure
ask
out
for it.
which one of the
It's
original.
okay, you look
contents.
smart. Wow. Thank
There you
you.
go.
We can do
guys.
another one with the magic marker too, for one that's suitable for framing. No,
Okay, I don't want
But
to
you
keep
know
you guys
what?
too long.
beyond all that, we look forward to having any people volunteer.
We'll
We'll
definitely
help out here at the
do that.
center.
Yes.
We might be back with a whole group.
Yep.
Here's